Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to show you how to use a Droyo for a use case diagram. Let's begin. Now, the first thing that you need to do is to click the start button, because if you're planning to create a use case diagram here in Droyo, it's very easy and a straightforward process. All you're gonna do is click the create new diagram button. From here, you want to make sure you rename the diagram as this one. You can go to the templates in the left side panel. You have the basic, smart template, business, charts, cloud, until layout. All right. Or you might want to click the generate button here because you might want to describe the kind of diagram that you wanted. Or go to the smart template wherein you just have to describe your diagram. For example, use case diagram, and then click the diagram type. Is it going to be a flowchart, class diagram, sequence, and a lot more? If you click the diagram type and click the create button, what will happen is it will generate something like this. All right. Now, since you have created a successful use case diagram, you might want to set up the workspace. You can rename this again to reflect its purpose. For example, I'm going to be using this as use case diagram. Click on OK. You want to make sure you have the file type correctly. You can just stick with the default, which is XML file, the native Droyo file type, or an editable bitmap image or PNG, or editable vector image, which is SVG. But for now, let's leave it as it is. Right? And then I'm going to add more elements along the way, kind of like this one. I'm going to add an image here to complement the use case scenario, right? And from here, I'm going to add more elements. For example, this actor right here. I'm going to put it the actor here. Okay, so let's do that. Now, this time, if you click the diagram itself, you have an option for the style. If you wanted to fill in a different color, you can do that by selecting this. Maybe let's select for something like an orange type. Click on apply. All right. And of course, from here, you can fill in a different color depending on your preferences. Maybe something like light pink. This one is going to be like a green. This one's kind of like a bluish kind of stuff. And this one, let's select something like maybe purple. This one is kind of, if you can see, something like a red button here. Or maybe brown. The end is going to be something like a black for now. This one, let's try to fill it a different color. Okay, so we have that. And then I'm going to the miscellaneous to add more. This, just creating a relationship. Now, working with use case diagram, you might want to make sure you enable the grid. You see the grid right here. View, and then grid, right? Because if you don't, what will happen is if you lose the guide, it's going to be a lot harder for you to better align the elements. So you want to make sure, if you can't find the grid, go to the view option. There should be an option for the grid. Put it there, and of course the grid and the guides. All right. And again, you can add key elements along the way. Maybe add something like here. You can add more values. You can put something like this label. And then one of the important parts is connecting the elements. How? Let's go in the search shape, type in connector. Okay, so we have all these connector. For example, this. I'm going to connect all these right? I want to make sure that they are interconnected. Just gonna drag the connecting points right here so they blend perfectly. And then you can also use arrows if you want. For example, this one is connected to this. You see that? That's connected here, right? And then last gonna be option is this going forward here. You can place more elements along the way, like this. Okay, so the next thing is one of the most important. Do not forget to do this. Click on the file. Although most of the time, Drawio automatically saves the work, but it pays to check. All right, click the file option. Press Ctrl plus S on your keyboard, or click the save button to make sure that you have the updated file. Right now, after doing so, you might want to click the file option. If you want to export this a different file formats such as PNG, JPEG, WebP, SVG, and PDF, you have all that options. For example, we're going to be selecting PNG for this whole diagram. You have an option to select the whole page or the whole diagram. You have an option to click the transparent background and the border width. For example, I'm going to put in like this. Zoom is at 69%. You can add a shadow and grid. Or if you want to include a copy of your diagram, click the current page or all pages. If you click the export button, you would be forwarded here. You might want to choose where do you want to save it. Is it going to be in one of your cloud storage, such as Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, GitHub, and GitLab? So I'm going to choosing Google Drive for now. Click on save. All right. Now the next option is if you want to published this as a link, maybe you're gonna send it to your client, or if you're working with multiple freelancers, click on create. This is gonna be the link wherein if you click the preview button, this is gonna be like a link where you can publicly embed it to your website or to your e-commerce stores, so you have all that information. While here you also have the option to click on the print. All right, if you want to print this, maybe to a printed copy, especially helpful for presenting it to a client or to a team meeting, you have the option to do that. If you click the preview, you would be forwarded here to your printed materials. All right, let me skip this for now. And then after that, if you want to share this diagram that you have created as a use case, click the share button on the top right corner. You see, all you have to do is authorize this to your storage option, and you can send it to your client or to your team members. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We will see you again in the next one.